Plastics are polymeric molecules, and polymers could be made from a single kind of monomer, or it could be two or three monomers combined together. So the first case is called homopolymer and the second one called heteropolymer. So plastics could be homopolymers or heteropolymers, and also the kind of branching, that is branching pattern, also differs. So based on these we will be able to produce so many different kinds of plastics. And the first plastic which was produced was celluloid, which was produced as a substitute for ivory, because in those times in America, the game billiard was gaining popularity, and billiard balls were made of ivory. And when the game became more and more popular, the demand for ivory for making billiard balls could not be met, and a firm actually made a announcement that who finds a substitute for ivory will be rewarded $10,000, and that time $10,000 was a huge amount. A person named Hayat, and he made a material which is called celluloid by combining cellulose from cotton fibers and camphor to produce this flexible thing, celluloid, which had the properties of both ivory as well as tortoise shells. So those times the natural materials were used for making the things that those people needed. So when they got this kind of substitute, it was like a boon to the nature. It could stop killing elephants for getting ivory. It could stop killing tortoises to get their shell for different uses. And so people thought that okay, we are going to have an earth where there will not be any killing for making something. So it was a kind of utopian thought. But then that did not last long, because this material, because it was durable, it was not able to be biodegraded by the microorganisms. So usually when something falls on the environment, some waste material, it is given to the environment. The environment has organisms, soldiers, the microorganisms, which could easily biodegrade these materials. But then these microorganisms did not know what this new substance was. It was completely new to them, and they could not biodegrade it, and thus plastic started accumulating on the surface of the earth. So now it is thought that a single plastic that is given out to the earth will be remaining for almost 500 years or even more, and thus plastic started accumulating on the surface of the earth. And now we can see plastics everywhere, in the land area, in rivers, lakes, water channels, and finally giving everything to the ocean. And I think you know about the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, which has the size of almost like size of Texas. So it is developing just like an island. So that is a problem. That is a huge problem, because aquatic organisms, they are getting entangled. They are eating plastics. So you might have seen photographs of birds as well as fishes with plastics in their gut. And there is another problem too. And the effect microplastics can produce, the biochemical, the cytological, they are also not fully understood. There is another form of plastic which is even smaller than microplastics. They are nanoparticles. Nanoplastics. And nanoplastic can even get into the cellular systems as well. So in cells they produce a series of problems like oxidative stress, and they can interfere with the metabolic pathways. Research shows that they also intervenes with the endocrine system as well as the immune system. So when immune system is affected, then soon we'll be exposed to almost all or any kind of diseases. So what can we do? We should take every possible step to avoid giving out a new plastic to the earth. We may not be able to do away with plastics completely, because everything is now made up of plastics, like your mobile phones, the computers, the televisions, the chairs, the furnitures, the fixtures on wall, bottles. We have innumerable plastics and innumerable uses to plastics. Every food, I think, is wrapped in these days in plastics. In huge malls or margin frees, we can see vegetables placed in a thermocol, which is again a polymer, and wrapped by a plastic sheet. So here we are to choose. We should not take those products. Whenever or to whatever extent possible, we should avoid that. You can get vegetables and cut at home, no problem. It has only a very small labor, and we'll get that satisfaction that we have prepared something. But some things we cannot avoid, because mustard and things like that, everything come in small packets, and we don't have small shops just like the olden days, where they used to wrap these products in newspapers and tie it with a very natural fiber and give it to us. We lost those days, and there is no going back. So whenever we walk through our way, we should also understand there is no going back. Now what can we do? Say no to single-use plastics. Don't use plastic. Use and throw pens. Use fountain pens, ink pens. Your handwriting will be excellent. If you have plastic covers with you, reuse it for the maximum possible. Take them to grocery shops. Try to buy things from the small shops near your home. It will not only reduce the use of plastic, but also it will reduce the carbon footprint, and also it will allow normal people to live with our money, because the huge business people, they do have enough. So when you do something, let it be a help to somebody, at least one person, and to the earth. Manage our activities in a sustainable manner, because we only can do. You can do. You can give awareness to whoever you have in contact, your siblings, your mom, your dad. Do it. Spread the awareness, spread the word. Come up with solutions. In the scientific world, there are some solutions. We are studying on some solutions by making bioplastics or biodegradable plastics, or we are trying to optimize the reusability of plastics. So we are also trying, scientific field is trying. Knowledgeable people, they are working on the solutions. Let everyone work on it, and let us free. Though it is not possible now, but let us try to at least not release a new plastic from our activity. Let these little drops make a mighty ocean, come up with a mighty effect. So that is it. That is the theme of the World Environment Day 2023. Once again, a very happy World Environment Day 2023 to one and all.